achievable steps that we can actually do every day, because our goals are so big, so overwhelming, and that's why it's so hard to be consistent with them, right? And also, the problem that I see often is that we don't understand all the layers of our goal and everything we need to work on. So, I want to show you today how to do this really fast and how to actually stay consistent. By the way, if you want this template, you can just comment below and I will send it to you. So I already did mine, so it's gonna go faster. And first thing, I ask myself, how do I feel? So basically, I feel stuck and lost, or anything other. You can choose any option you want, just because my energy is so low. So basically, my main problem is that I'm having a low level of energy and I would really like to be full of energy. And why do I have low energy level? Because I'm not eating properly. So basically, if we are honest, you probably already know why do you have this problem. And you need to reverse engineer it to the point where you come to the basic answer, why is this happening to you? So in the next questions, I'm gonna ask myself, how would I like for my situation to look instead? I would like to be relaxed, full of energy, and just be able to do daily tasks with ease, not overwhelmed, just live full of love. And again, I'm gonna ask myself, why do I have this problem? And this is a 5 why exercise. I have this problem because I don't eat enough, and then I ask myself why. Because I struggle with good eating habits when I get overwhelmed. Why? Because I tend to forget about myself. Why? Because I see self care as an additional task. Why? Because I just simply don't find enough time for it. So basically, with this exercise, I have came to the answer, layers of my problem. So my problem consists from all of these layers, and I need to work on all of them to achieve full of energy life, right? That was my main problem. So from that, I can understand that my main goal is to have energy to eat properly and change my mindset about taking care of myself. Because if I'm gonna just force myself to a new diet, I'm gonna just scratch the problem on the surface, so I'm not doing anything in long term. But if I want to achieve my main goal on long term, I have to go deeper, right? I have to go through all these layers. So I need to start taking time for self care. I need to work on myself to show me some love, and I need to eat more healthy. Which way seems the most logical? All of them, right? Because we analyzed our problem on a deeper level. So, what do I need to make this happen? What are possible resources? So, first, I'm gonna need some resources about self love and eating habits. Then, I'm gonna need an option to eat healthy without forcing myself into a diet I will hate. And I'm gonna need some time for self care. So, then I'm gonna ask myself, how can I get what I need? I can check available resources, magazines, I can go to the library, I can look for a way of healthy eating that will work for me, and I need to schedule some time for me. So, for example, I have a kid, I can ask my friend if she can babysit her for a while. Here, the options are really open, and it's really important to understand the goal you want to achieve, right? Now, I'm going to break my goal down into smaller, achievable steps. So, I'm going to check the internet, find someone I trust and learn from them. I can do journaling, I can do meditation. Again, it's just about breaking the goals into smaller steps. Then I start to eat healthy. I can drink a smoothie a day if I don't like fruits so much. I can stop drinking coffee before eating. Um, I can stop eating white flour. Oh, here's a mistake. Basically, you can just break them all down into smaller steps, right? So, what can I do today to achieve this? And I want you to like pick one really, really small thing you can do today, because the problems with our goals are usually they are just simply too big, and that's why we lose all motivation. That's why it's so hard. You can be motivated today, but you will lose your motivation tomorrow, and that's why it's so hard to really be consistent, right? So I'm gonna plan what will I do today, what will I do tomorrow. It's gonna be just really small things that I can really do, because life gets so hectic. So achieving these big goals, we are not gonna achieve them tomorrow, right? The Rome was also not built in one day. That's why we need to practice, and even if we do fall back into our old habits, we shouldn't shame ourselves. We should analyze why and try again tomorrow, because we will always fall back into our old habits. But that doesn't matter, because tomorrow is always another chance to start over. And these small steps will build up a momentum and will give us a feeling of power to achieve what we want. That's why I also want you to think about the strategies you can use in these moments, right? And you need to think about how will you track your progress. This again, it has a lot to do with what kind of person you are and what's the best progress tracking system that will help you. And for this, you also need to know yourself. For me, it's journaling, but maybe for you, it would be talking to a friend to share your progress with them. Of course, it's always good to revisit these kind of exercises so you can reflect on your progress, make adjustments, and really see how far did you come, right? Because these small steps can mean so much in your life.